Hey, Bitcoin and crypto traders, checking in on the sector. We just had a bullish reaction initially to the Fed FOMC announcement. Before that, there were some little red flags starting to present themselves. So the bulls doing everything they can to quickly alleviate those red flags. We'll look at what they were, and we'll look at what the bulls can do to make us comfortable again. We'll also check in on the altcoin space and see what names are positioned well to benefit from a potential sideways daily range over the next couple of days with Bitcoin. Let's look at the charts. So first, let's just take a look back at some of the red flags, because you look at this daily chart and everything looks just fine for the bulls. We've got a daily higher low set at 53.2K, and we're now looking back at the all-time high as our only real resistance at 61.8K. If we were going to see a red flag from here for the bulls, it would be a failure to break the all-time high and then a break of that support, because that would confirm a daily downtrend. So I personally am moving my stop loss up on my swing position to under 53,000. So I am stopped out if we confirm a daily downtrend. And then from there, I would zoom out and watch the weekly chart. So, red flags initially. We had a 4-hour trend change straight into a pretty sizable pullback. That's just a red flag. For me, anytime I see a trend change that's supposed to be setting a daily high or low and not getting the follow through, it's a red flag. So nothing to act on, just something to be aware of. And then from there, I found clarity on the 6-hour time frame. And I said, okay, well, if we hold 53.2K, it is just a 6-hour high or low. And you can see now we have the 6-hour trend change. This is what the Fed did. You can see the volume pour in. Here's your reaction. Nothing but follow through. After the Fed announcement, this is SPY, the S&P 500. This is gold. And this is the dollar. So you can see everything that the asset bulls want to see happen, happened. Dollar weakness, and then everything went up. Crypto, metals, stocks, all went up. So we're going to be watching the 4-hour uptrend from here on Bitcoin to see if the bulls are able to maintain complete control, and ideally keeping 4-hour higher lows from here back up to that all-time high. And bulls can be looking to play off of 53.2K on any consolidation from here, because again, if that level holds, the daily uptrend remains intact and new all-time highs are on the way. If that level breaks, daily downtrend confirmed and a clear stop level to be watching. The Bitcoin dominance chart saw a pretty notable move on the Fed reaction, but bigger picture, it's not doing a whole lot. Again, we're range bound, and the weekly time frame has been trading within the range of 1 week here back early February for the last 5 weeks. So I am still keeping an eye on this chart, and as long as we are sideways, I know that it's a coin pickers market. People call it a stock pickers market when there's some individual names that are really standing out. That's what crypto is right now, where there's going to be some altcoins that are standing out. It's nice and easy when we can say alt season and just know that all altcoins are going to be outperforming Bitcoin. Not all, but the vast majority. And that is when you're seeing this happen on the dominance chart. When it's a waterfall drop, you can throw a dart and an altcoin will likely be outperforming Bitcoin. When you're choppy and sideways like this, you got to pay more attention, because it's a smaller number of coins and they rotate and they cycle around. So what the altcoin bulls want to see is Bitcoin fail the all-time high initially and tighten up. We know that when Bitcoin is bullish but sideways, the altcoins thrive. When Bitcoin is bullish and hitting new all-time highs, the attention's on Bitcoin. But when it is sideways and still holding strong, that's when the altcoin bulls take charge. ETH/USD. So daily time frame held a base of support here. We did just barely break that support, but by less than 1%, which certainly is not notable, and trying to recover. If we break 1700 from here, our weekly lower high is likely being set. If we don't, then the bulls are hanging on and still eyeing that all-time high. The ETH BTC chart dropped pretty notably on the FOMC reaction. As you can see, it was Bitcoin getting the majority of the attention on the FOMC reaction, and Ethereum here, or ETH BTC, is trying to hold this base of support. And it's a must hold, because if it breaks, the weekly, or I should say the daily downtrend continues. So really we have to get over 3528 if we're going to be looking at a notable bull move here. But for now, bulls would settle by holding the recent low and trying to get back over the high of yesterday. Essentially, we're looking for a weekly higher low to be set. It's just not convincingly being set at this point. Theta USDT, daily chart is still extremely strong. Higher low trying to be set at 635, and the only short resistances here, short term, $7, $74, and $8. And what most notably stands out to me on that chart is the fact that the BTC pairing is just as strong. It has a double top of resistance that the bulls obviously want to break, but it's in a daily uptrend, it's strong, and it's testing the high. Best case scenario, this is what I call the spotlight. Theta is in the spotlight as long as the Bitcoin and US dollar pairing are correlated and as long as they are both in daily uptrends. Binance, so technically still a daily uptrend. It was more pullback than the bulls would like to see, but we did not lose the last higher low of 215. So our new daily higher low is 240. And again, what the bulls do not want to see is a failure of 315 and then a confirmed daily downtrend, because that would be a weekly lower high being set. As long as the daily higher lows remain intact, we're not setting weekly lower highs. So bulls need to make their way back up as close to 315 as they can. And our new must-hold level is 240. BNB BTC, a little bit weaker. Have to see this name, this pairing, change that. Because we just dropped down and broke to the lowest price that we've seen in a month. I should say the lowest value we've seen in a month, where the Binance US dollar pairing did not do that. So have to see ideally a nice solid green day on this BTC pairing chart. And what's also worth noting here, we have not seen 2 green days in a row here since we topped out. This was the spotlight move where Binance had all the attention, and since then it's really just been one-off days, one day at a time, without notable follow-through. Have to set a weekly higher low on BNB BTC to try and get back into the spotlight. ADA USDT, so being listed on Coinbase, going to be listed. Weekly higher low is set, bullish reaction to the news, so the weekly higher low is now 985. Big daily bull move, and some nice follow-through. We've kept control where we actually haven't even lost the hourly higher lows since that reaction. It's not, a rocket ship, but the hourly higher lows just kept forming, and here we are testing the high of 1294, and after that resistance level, I'm looking at 136 and 149. And again, back in the spotlight as the BTC pairing made the bull move as well. Weekly higher low being set from a much different standpoint. It was a much more significant pullback than the US dollar pairing. But look at the hourly chart. It's fading a little bit. We did have those higher lows going, but it did see a little bit of a bear break. Oh, that was the Fed. So that makes sense. We lost the direct correlation between the US dollar and BTC pairing when it was in the spotlight, doing the same thing bullish when the Fed announcement happened and Bitcoin got the attention for that first 2 hours on the reaction. So zooming out, looking for a 4-hour higher low. Need to keep the 4-hour uptrend here for the ADA bulls to try and make their way back to the all-time high on the US dollar pairings. Link. So Link USD, big bull move today. Weekly time frame. High, low, weekly low or high was set, but certainly not much bear follow through on that. 32 is the most important resistance from here. And technically we didn't lose the daily uptrend. We had our, just looking at it like this. So that low was 25.66 and we held 26.40. Now trying to break 32 for continuation. And again, the BTC pairing with the spike, but it has to set a weekly higher low, and it's not convincingly doing so yet. We need a daily trend change, really, if we're going to believe these bulls. 4-hour with a nice move, but daily trend change needed to try and get back in the spotlight. And again, the spotlight means you are in a bullish uptrend correlating directly with the US dollar and BTC pairing doing the same thing. This is a channel to be watching. This is a wedge to be watching. I like that wedge better. Bulls need to break this falling wedge bullish for a weekly higher low to be set on the Link BTC pairing. Worth watching for sure. LTC USD, who cares? Daily higher low still intact, so trying to set the higher low at 191.18. But the LTC BTC chart tells us, who cares? We would have to hold 3465 and break 3931 for any kind of shift. And here we are heading back to test our many, many month low. I was also watching Sushi BTC this morning, although breaking bearish. I was watching it because it was just 4 inside bars essentially, but breaking bearish because Bitcoin got the attention on the FOMC reaction. So bulls with a nice save, nice reaction to the Fed. Again, all assets going up, dollar going down. Bulls want to see the dollar lose the daily uptrend, which means a bear break of 91.36, which hasn't happened yet. And then bulls are hoping that a monthly lower high is being set. We'll need a lot more follow through if we're going to have conviction in a monthly lower high. But again, heading in the right direction for what all of our asset bulls want to see happen. So Bitcoin bulls, new daily higher low set, need to hold that level in the short term. Alt bulls are hoping for a daily lower high and sideways range into the weekend. And obviously Bitcoin bulls just want to get it over with and break 62,000 for continuation. Just walking up stops on swing positions, long-term no-touch positions, I'm not touching. If we get over 100,000, I'll start thinking about it. If we get over 100,000 with no monthly consolidation. But we'll cross that bridge when we reach it. Other than that, I hope you do good things, and we will see you soon.